Here we go. It's Wednesday night. It's been a couple weeks since I looked at you, Bass Galaxy. Make no mistakes, this is the glorified version of a Bass Fishing talk show, and I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Welcome, Bass Fishing Galaxy. Welcome back. Welcome. Hello. Hello. Yes. I'm excited. I'm very excited about tonight. We last week, Ginge and I went to St. Clair, and then the week before, we had it rained here in the studio, and we had to do a little rescheduling. But tonight, Bass Galaxy, we bring you back to the Stray Cast Show, the one and only Gerald Swindle, G-Man. Yes, it's live tonight. Right here on the glorified version, SCTV. Did you know that SCTV is not only on Facebook Live, it is on Roku Live, it is on YouTube Live, and it's on the StrayCast.net. 4 places. That was 5 fingers. But 4 places for your pleasure. And, of course, on the iTunes tomorrow. Hey, let's keep going. Show stuff. Also, on the show tonight, we're bringing him back. It's tantalizing Tackle Talk with Pistol Pete, Polish Pete. From Omnia Fishing. Yeah, everybody likes Pete. We're going to talk about crankbaits and spinner baits and gloves and stuff like that. You know what I mean? All kinds of fun stuff. All kinds of crazy stuff is happening in the world of bass fishing, as you know, because our executive engineer producer back there has been doing nothing but bass fishing. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Derber extraordinaire, Andrew Ellenberger. He's a producer and a punk rock guy in the basses. Yes. And he's a dad, and he's all that good stuff that America apple pie's made of. You know what I mean? Texas. That's what I'm saying. You're the closest thing to Texas and Indiana, Jen. I love Texas, by the way. I wish I could go back there. I was there once for the Classic. I want to live there. Went to that Billy Bob's.
That was quick.
It's a honky tonk. Yeah. Hey, Ginge. Dude, good job at the Claire Derb.
Thank you.
Good job, AOY.
Thank you.
Lake George, 55 years in a row. You and Shooter McGavin knocking it out.
Trying.
Cool stuff. But, Ginge.
Yes.
You know what's cool about Stray Casts? We make miracles happen. Every Wednesday night. We do. You know how those miracles happen? We like and share.
We do.
Yeah, we like and share. And then you get a chance to win stuff, right?
Yep.
So tonight, we got a good one. A real good one. We usually give away like $50 worth of stuff, right? But Shayna at TH Marine and the G-Man are giving away 2 prizes tonight. 2 prizes, 1 lucky winner. All you have to do is like and share the live Facebook feed. And get this, here's the prizes. It's the G-Force handle. You know that one, right, Ginge? You got that on your boat. I got that on my sled, too.
It's a must-have.
It's a must-have. It looks cool. And if you don't have it, like people are now, it's like power poles. Right? You don't got power poles. It's like, oh, you don't got a G-Force handle? It's G-Force handle. We're going to give you one tonight if you like and share the feed, and G picks you. Also, we're giving away that wrapper thing, Ginge, that you put on the cords.
The troll jacket. Yeah.
The troll jacket.
Yeah. Another must-have.
Yes.
Especially if you got multiple graphs.
You got to pay the troll toll.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It helps out.
To get into the troll jacket. The troll jacket, TH Marine, 2 cool trolling motor accessories, compliments of TH Marine Supplies, Shayna. And G-Man's giving it away. Again, all you got to do is like and share this live Facebook feed. If you want to win and you like and share this, take it off a private.
Yeah, take it.
Because then Jake Haas in Jersey, when he puts it through the randomizer and sends it to G-Man, then you got a chance. You know what I mean? Like and share the live Facebook feed. 2 TH Marine Supply products tonight. And I don't know, if you're on TH Marine Supplies, get yourself this cool new hoodie. Ginger and I were just talking about how comfy it is. It's like I'm wearing a couch.
It's super soft.
Yeah, I like it. It's like I can nap in this. Real nice. Anyway, Ginge, you know what else happens here? You know what else happens here every Wednesday on Stray Casts? It's the Luke Foley Tin Cup Whiskey Word of the Week.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to make it real good because we're going to party tonight. Bunch of people calling off tomorrow. I've been getting notes. I've been seriously been getting messages. You see them on the Straight Cast. Calling off the word of the night is derb. It's derb.
Jeez.
Derb, derber, any variation of. That's the Tin Cup Whiskey word of the week. If you hear derb, take a sip of your favorite beverage. It could be anything. It could be an ice cold Coca-Cola. It could be Tin Cup Whiskey. And we ask you, please, whatever it may be, whatever you choose to drink, please drink and sip responsibly. Thank you, Tin Cup Whiskey, for your support of Straight Cast, along with the proper Bassin Man soon come. You'll see someday. Woo! Hey, Ginge, I want to talk to you about something I'm in love with.
Okay.
Yeah, that we can talk about on the air. The Mag Rebound.
Oh, yeah.
Alpha Angler, bud. Like, okay, so everybody knows that we're with Abu Garcia products, and I love the Abu Garcia reels and products, but the Alpha rods are what we've been throwing here since, I don't know, for
5 and 6 years.
yeah, since we've been on that for a while now.
Yeah.
We even have a little sneak line of rods that we don't tell anybody
We
about. It's my own signature series that I don't tell anybody about, but it's awesome.
Papa
but anyway,
Steve loves when we call with that order.
yes. But the Mag Rebound is a shining star. I'm going to tell you why. It's a 7'6" composite winding rod, crankbaits, chatterbaits, spinnerbaits. It's got power, bud. Power. You would not believe it. It doesn't fish like a 7'6" rod.
No.
Whatsoever. I highly recommend you check out the Mag Rebound Alpha Angler. AlphaAnglerFishing.com. Did I get the website right? Yeah. Okay, AlphaAnglerFishing.com. Hey, I want to remind you, if you are in the wheelhouse for a new reel, try and say that, wheelhouse for a new reel, check out the new Abu Garcia Pro Max series. Great for beginners or experts. Also, Empire covers. Straight Cast 60 going to get you 60% off. Any cover for anything you got to cover. Your hibachi, your car, your boat, whatever. Hibachi's fun to say. Anyway, Ginge.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sims, thank you very much. I highly suggest that you check out the new dockwear. See that? It's the new dockwear britches. Love them. They're a nice material, consistency. Running through it. Outcast tackle, rod slicks, keeping it covered up. Hey, here's the deal. I'm going to switch gears, Ginge.
Yeah.
Switching it before we get on. Our buddy, tell us what's going on. There's a deal going on this weekend, the 25th.
Saturday the 25th.
Saturday the 25th.
It's going to be the 5th annual Rise Up for Grant Big Bass Tournament.
Okay, gotcha.
So if you go on Facebook, it's Rise Up for Grant Big Bass Tournament. Give it a like. It's going to be on Lake Geneva this Saturday out of Williams Bay.
Okay.
And the fishing hours are going to be 8 to 2. So it's for a great cause. Help the little guy out. They're helping him out. If you can't obviously fish it and you want to support it, you can. They're still going to do the raffle, and you can do the raffle through PayPal.
Gotcha.
And that's what this email on the screen is. And it's going to be $5 each, or you can get 6 for $25.
Okay, cool.
And anybody that buys them electronically, when they draw, they're going to ship the items on Sunday.
Cool. That's quick.
Some of the items, a Helix 9, Yeti coolers, a Weber grill.
Really? Hibachi.
Rods and reels, tackle, you name it, they're giving away the house. So
nice.
Get on there, support the kids.
Good stuff. And thanks to Alan Severance, proper Bassin Man, helping out with this deal. riseupforgrant@gmail.com. That's
that's for the raffle.
That's for the raffle.
Yep.
And go to Rise Up for Grant on Facebook for all the information, right?
Correct, yep.
There it is. It's a great cause. Check it out. Hey, also, quick congratulations to Mike Hosey and to Brian Jackson. They're the Jackson is the Big Lake Cal-Sag Angler of the Year, and Mike Hosey is the Cal-Sag Calumet Lake River Angler of the Year deal. Is that what it's called, Ginge? Something like
water bodies.
Water bodies.
Something over
water
there.
bodies
over there.
Yeah, but congratulations to those guys. Amazing accomplishment. The biggest payouts in the Chicagoland area are at calsagbass.com. Check it out for more information. Hey, speaking of I don't know what I'd do without them, power pulls. Put them down. Don't go anywhere. When we get back, it's the G-Man. Gerald Swindle. Like and share the feed. 2 TH Marine Supply prizes. That's a lot of words tonight. Peace. Put it down. Power Pulse. Be right back. G-Man.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain whiskey.
Nobody wants to run out of power when they're on the water. There is a better way. Introducing the Charge Marine Power Management Station from PowerPole that does the work of 3 devices: a traditional battery charger, a charge on the run, and an emergency start system. PowerPole Charge.
Nice, dude. Yeah, buddy.
You take pride in your boat, so it deserves the best protection possible. Our durable woven fabric prevents ripping and provides UV protection, and our tape seams provide protection against the elements. The heavy-duty shock cord hem and strap and buckle system provide a tight and secure fit. Our top-of-the-line boat covers come with a ventilation system to keep your boat free from mold buildup. Empire Covers, protecting what you love.
The TH Marine HydroWave H2 KVD Edition is a surefire way to ignite a feeding frenzy. The HydroWave utilizes a sound-emitting technology that imitates bait fish and other feeding fish below the surface that preys on the competitive nature of bass and other game fish to get you more bites. The HydroWave is another way that TH Marine has you covered from transom to trolling motor.
Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show, Stray Cast, and I am your host, Pat Renwick. And right now we are pretty excited to bring you from somewhere out in the distance the one and only G-Man from the back of the cozy, comfy Tundra, already nuzzled up with visions of sugar plums dancing in his head. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Gerald Swindle, G-Man. Welcome back to the Stray Cast Show, bud. What are you doing?
You ain't had no podcast guests like this yet.
Not at all. That's amazing.
I mean, you guys are rocking the hairband. Y'all doing what hairbands do, and everybody wants to be gangster. So it's time to do some gangster shit. Well, I'm doing some gangster shit. Here we go.
I like it, G. That's gangster AF, as the kids might say. You know what I mean? Look at you back there. That's comfortable.
We are, man. We're in Southern Illinois, around Baena, Illinois. My wife's with me, Leanne. We've actually been scouting and hanging some cell cameras today. We moved some tree stands, and we're actually sleeping in the back of the truck. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got the Tundra Suites going here. We got a check it out. I mean, I'll give you the grand tour now, but people need to pay for this because this is big time stuff right here.
Hang on. They are.
Let me just show you the mode. Mode. This is a Lowe's bucket with some insulation on the top because ain't nobody want that hard streak on your hiney.
That's true. Very nice. Classy.
Hey, you got to take care of the women.
Yeah.
She's got the fire going over here. We just
hey, Leanne.
Yeah, honey, you on Stray Gas? Whoa! We had some Dairy Queen chicken tenders.
Okay.
I mean,
with the white gravy, I hope. With the white gravy.
Yeah, we did add a white. Hey, what you know about that? How you know about that white gravy?
That's the good, bud.
That's the good right there. We got the lights up in here. I'm gonna turn them down. I mean, that's the kind of light to make Beyonce look good right there.
Hey, what's the thread count on those sheets you guys got? What are you working with there? It looks expensive.
If you mix it up between the sleeping bag, the 13 pillows, I've got some what's that memory foam shoved up under it.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. I mean, you're not gonna jump up in the morning and do one of them TikTok dances, but you'll be okay.
It looks lush. It does, man.
Funny, we posted this last night. Just like shot a quick picture, and I'm like, "Hey, we're camping in the truck." And somebody, Leanne told me that we're walking through the woods. She said somebody commented and said, "Do you guys ever do anything for your wives, or that your wives want to do?" And I'm like,
Wow.
This is what my wife loves doing. She told me tonight. Well, it was actually today eating lunch. We cooked, took my little jet boil. We had some, like a little freeze dried dinner, and we poured it all together, sitting back there on that trailer. And we were talking to each other just in life in general. And she said, I am more happy doing this than if you'd took me to Roof Crisp for dinner. She said, this is what I enjoy. So to the gentleman on my Facebook page, it says, do you ever do anything that your wife wants to do? Yes. This is what she loves. Loves the simple camping, and I do too, man. You know, it's we were laughing today. I said I like deer hunting and like two other people. That's it. The simplicity of sleeping in the truck and doing what we do is what I enjoy. You know, last year I went down and pre-fished Eufaula one time for the Bassmaster series. It's first year, and I was sleeping in my truck pre-fishing, and the gentleman walked over and he goes, "Hey man," he said, "you can stay in our camper." I said, "It ain't where I want to stay or where I can afford to stay. This is what I like. This is really what I want." So it ain't what I can afford to do, man. It's like I enjoy the nothing.
Dude, I love it. I saw Clun commented on one of your posts. Rick Clun himself commented about how he admired how you were doing what you're doing, like you're staying in the truck and hanging with Lulu. And I thought that was real cool that Clun reached out.
Her and I sit down a couple of times a day and we talked. And it's funny because in the day and time that we live in, you guys know it, it's the hustle and the bustle. It's this and that. It's COVID. It's not COVID. It's this. It's politics, and we get lost on not being who we really are as humans, and we don't spend enough time with people that really we probably should. We're too worried about what the world thinks, and not about what we think of ourselves. And today we're sitting there just on a side of an embankment talking, and I told her, I said, you know I love you. Like ride or die, no matter what happens, I love you. And this is what we enjoy doing. And I said, as silly as it sounds, I wouldn't trade today for nothing.
That's strong. Because strong, G. Strong.
You make memories with each other. You don't make memories by planning it on a calendar and saying, hey, we're going to Disney and we're going to do this, this, and this. You make those memories where you talk to each other on the side of an embankment looking at a deer crossing and going, where should we put the camera? And I tell her, I was like, it's weird that we're at that age in our life where that simplicity or that moment in time is fun. It's not that we couldn't go right down here and stay at the nicest hotel that Vienna has, which has like 6 rooms and a dog trap in the back. And by the way, I wouldn't advise staying in it because one time her and I off track, her and I got caught wet. And I said, hey, I'm going to go to the hotel, see if we can dry our clothes. We wasn't staying there. So I give them like $50 if I could use their dryer. Needless to my knowledge, my doe urine was in my pocket. So when I put it in a commercial dryer.
Oh, my God.
So when I went and got the clothes, needless to say, it smelled like a really Tink 69 buck in rut. And I just run, dear God, honey, run. So it ain't that we couldn't go stay in a hotel tonight. That's not the principle. The principle is we slow down a little bit. We talk about what we enjoy in life. We used the bathhouse. Who cares?
Yeah, dude, hey, here's what's cool about that. You're one of the most affluent men in bass fishing. You're enjoying a very successful career in bass fishing. Yet you're still humble enough and you're staying with the roots, man, and that's pretty cool. I mean, that's very cool, G.
This is how my dad started me hunting and fishing. Like I tell people all the time, it's like, man, you see those articles about guys sleeping in their truck. And I said, let me tell you something, bro. I stayed in my truck when my dad was staying in my truck. It wasn't cool. My dad had an old Ford F-150 with about 200,000 miles on it. And he just put a tarp across the back.
That's the best.
He tied a brick on each corner and just draped it across the top. And you crawled under it and went to sleep with a sleeping bag right there with those ribs on the floor. And you didn't care. And Leanne and I talk about it, and I was like, I wouldn't trade those days with my dad for nothing, because it taught me that, like, it really ain't what you ever aspire to be in life or where you go. It's the things that make you smile. And like camping with my dad at Wind Creek on Lake Martin that night, and it raining, and that, I'm thinking, how much better does it get? And it's sad that we get away from that, in the hustle and the bustle of fishing business, and you guys run it. Y'all moving and shaking. You're trying to pay the bills, baby. You got to do what you got to do. Everybody's hustling. We forget the little things that really made us why we started fishing. I mean, I watch your stuff. I've seen you out there fishing and throwing that bait around and jerking on it, and all. Like, you guys don't just have a successful podcast and a talk show. You guys love fishing. There's a part of you that if you put it all down and turn the mic off, the first thing you're going to look is go, hell, man, you got time, let's go fishing. You're going to go.
100%.
And I do that 100%. Straight cast guys are going to go to the lake. That's why we all started it. We just get away from it.
Yeah, and I like how you said that. We got to keep it at the roots, man. And especially where you're at now, G. Like, put it this way. Whenever I get a guest of your magnitude on the show, like how I did that in quotes, magnitude. You see that?
That's cool.
Hey, anyway, I Google stuff about you, right? That's how I learn more. And there's always suggested, okay, people also searched this about Gerald Swindle, okay? So there's other things. So I want to read to you a couple of things that people search about you, okay? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic stuff, and I'll try and answer them, but if I can't answer it, then you throw in an answer too, okay? How's that sound?
on my Beyonce light for that because this ought to be good.
So this is the number one thing that people Google for Gerald Swindle. How do I fish with Gerald Swindle? What's the answer? How do you fish with Gerald Swindle? Is that like that's lots of money, right? That's lots of money.
Crazy, man. I don't even know sometimes why I have people as marshals are like, man, I've always wanted to draw you. I can't, and it's so flattering and it's humbling. And I'm going to make a secret confession. I don't handle that well. Like my wife will tell you when I'm at home and I'm in the airports and we travel and people recognize me, I still get embarrassed. Like I don't handle someone saying I came to this tournament, I paid my money hoping just to marshal with you. And the first thing I always say is, well, man, you're going to be disappointed because I'm just a grinder. I don't know. So I feel like sometimes I'm going to disappoint. And to hear that people would like want to fish with me, it's very flattering.
So number one thing Googled about you.
And it's like I don't want to disappoint anybody. A couple of years ago, I was at Waterfront Grocery right there in Gunnersville.
Yeah.
And fishing one evening by myself. It was 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the evening. I stopped at the gas pumps. I'm pumping gas in my boat, and gentlemen's come down from the cabins and renting them there talking. The guy's like, hey, a big fan, takes some pictures. And I'm like, hey, man, nice meeting you. Super, super, super humble. And the guy was like, man, we've been here for 3 days and we hadn't caught any. I said, really? He said, no, I hadn't caught any. I said, what y'all doing this evening? He said, oh, we're just going to cook out. And I said, go get your poles. He said, what we doing? I said, you're going with me. And I loaded some dude up that I didn't know. Never met before in my life. Took him for a couple hours that evening and we just stroked him. I mean, like, but
that's
at that
awesome,
time,
dude.
Here's like, I'm going to disappoint this guy that he doesn't catch him, and still texts me and he goes, you have no idea that you just like randomly picked me up at a gas station. And I'm like, I still feel in my heart, like I love teaching fishing. I love taking people fishing to a certain degree. But my wife always hears me says, I never want to guide. I'm no good at it. I don't have patience for it. So to know that somebody want to go with me, you'd be disappointed.
But it's a cool thing, dude. That's a cool thing to have people Google. Come on.
It is, man, but I don't know how to take it. Like I just like, I don't know.
I get it. I get it. I'm going to skip number two. Number two, I'm saving for last. But the number three thing that people Google about you is how old is Gerald Swindle's wife?
My wife just turned 50. She's hotter than donut grease, son. Straight Krispy Kreme donut grease. I'm talking about for a 50-year-old woman, she still got what a 20-year-old wants and a 50-year-old can't handle. She don't think it, because what makes my wife so attractive to me is she doesn't think she's any of that. Like she just goes hunting and puts her camouflage on and gets in a tree stand. And she's like, she always says when she climbs the ladder before me, I always kind of give her a little, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, hey, I thought she was falling. But I'm like, that's horrible, but that's what I do to her. But I'm like, in fact, what makes my wife so attractive is that no makeup, no guards up. Here I am, ponytail hunting, snot hanging down. I'm trying to shoot a deer. I like that. I like the fact that somebody can let their guard down and be who they are. She's 50. She just turned 50 August 31st. She's a remarkable woman, and she has to be to put up with me. Basically, that's how it goes down. I'm 50.
You did good, G. You did good, apparently, by that Google search.
I like so out punting my coverage on my wife. I'm telling you, man.
All right, here's the number 4 thing. What league is Gerald Swindle in? What league is Gerald Swindle in? People actually Google that.
My wife had someone message her today and said, is Gerald fishing the MLF? And she was like, no, he hadn't fished MLF in years. I'm strictly Bass Elite from now on. Honestly, I really, really looked at this year fishing the elites and the MPLF because I think that's a really good deal. And I like Luke Duncan. I like what their guys are doing over there. There's some great money to be fished for.
Yeah.
And I don't know that physically that many tournaments in a row is healthy for me. But yeah, I'm a Bass Elite guy. consider fishing the MPLF this year.
There you go. Nice. People also Google what did G-Man do before he was G-Man?
I was a house framer, construction worker by trade, framed houses. All my family was carpenters by trade, so that's just what I done. I was a house framer, a little bit of HVAC, did some service work on HVAC. I went into house framing, and that's
handyman.
I was a handyman.
Like John Cox. John Cox was a handyman too.
John Cox is a bass whisperer. That's what John Cox is, with a bad haircut. He's the bass whisperer. Yeah. That is the simplest, most non-logical approach to fishermen I've ever met. It just it's off me. I mean, the guy gets out, goes in his room with 3 spinning rods and 1 duffel bag, and lays it down on the floor. Gets up next morning, puts it back in the boat, and has 25 pounds. And I'm like, I need to rethink what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I just got it going on. But I'm a little bit of a handyman. My wife says there's not much I can't fix. I do enjoy fixing small projects, but somehow I get on a lot of crap jobs.
Hey, here's the number 2 thing Googled about you. No surprise. Well, this is pretty basic stuff right now, but the number 2 thing Googled about you is how much money does Gerald Swindle make a year? Now, I don't expect you to answer that, so I'm going to answer it for you. Is that okay? Is that okay, G, if I answer it for you?
Go ahead. Let me hear what you think.
Okay. So this is what everybody likes to count Bass Pro's money all the time. They like to count the pros' money. But here's all I know, and this is how I'm figuring stuff out. So over your BASS career, you have won 2, and Lulu should know all this too. She's going to want to go shopping tomorrow, by the way. So in your BASS career, you have won $2,525,621. Pretty good, G. It's pretty good. Okay. You've been in 26 years, by the way. 26 years, pretty impressive. 294 derbs, and you've been in the money 202 times. That's good. What do you think so far? Pretty good, right?
You've done your homework. I'm gonna give you that. Yeah.
Okay. Now hold on. I'm still going. I'm mathematizing. I'm counting things right now. All right, you get ready. You've caught 8,967 pounds of bass at BASS. That's a lot of bass. A lot of pounds, bud. A lot of wheelbarrows.
Pittsburgh in there, so that really makes that impressive.
Look what you did. I see what you did there. Okay, so now let's break down the real stuff here. All right, we talked about that 2 million plus. We talked about the 294 derbs. We talked about the 8,967 pounds of bass. Here's what it breaks down to, G. This is so those people Googling don't have to bother Googling anymore. I got it covered. All right? Each year of these 26 years, you have averaged $86,639. Okay? That it comes out to $7,662 a derb. And get this. Here's the most impressive fact of all. This will become the most number 1 Googled thing about Gerald Swindle ever. Each pound of bass that you have caught, Gerald Swindle, in your 26 years of bass fishing career at Bass Angler Sportsman Society has yielded you an equivalent of $251 per pound. Every bass you catch. Next time you lose a 4-pounder, you're going to cry, buddy. That's $1,000.
People cussing when they lose that. Hey, that costs more than the weed to smoke, the Snoop Dogg smoking. That's a lot of I mean, the world's deadliest catch, and them tuna fishermen ain't got nothing on that.
Dude.
People, when they talk about bass fishing, they're like, you know, what should I expect, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, let me tell you something. I said, when it comes to the money you win in bass fishing, it is this big a piece of the puzzle right here, maybe a little smaller. I said, the true business is a package. It's a circle. And the bass and the tournament earnings you have is just a little piece, a slit of the pie chart. I said, a gentleman who, or a man or woman who's successful in playing the game will make 10 to 15 times fold what they stand to win per year. Easy, maybe 20 times more. But I said, nobody wants to play that game. They just look at the winnings. And my wife just said, notice this. She did this just for y'all. It's like a Kiss concert. You see that smoke? She
yes,
did that.
I love it. The fact.
Go ahead and sing. Go ahead and sing. Give me some Guns N' Roses. Take me down to Paradise City. You see that?
I love.
My wife she just put the smoke in. So
That's pretty cool. Spielberg-esque effects.
you said the fire went out. I mean, you ain't never did no podcast like this, but to the out there, the money is in the package. The winnings is just what you go on vacation on.
Yeah, I got you. Because I mean, let's be real. When you subtract the entry fees and everything else, and the gas and whatever, bud.
Money, and sometimes that's what's been so cool about this sport is so many guys only focus on that chart of the winning, and I'm like, if you just only knew what was on the other side of that chart in yearly earnings, you might have a different look at it.
Right, exactly. Well, they're still going to Google how much money does G make. I can't stop it.
Hey, I'm just flattered that they Google me, period.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, Doodle. My wife just said, and this is for Wesley Schrader in Spring City, Tennessee, we think we're staying by your friend Doodle in the campground. Now, why my wife just poked her head in this camper out of that smoke ring and said, Doodle, because we think of this guy's name camping next to us.
Old Doodle's over here, Wesley.
Wesley, we think we're staying by Doodle up here. But
guy like Doodle sounds like a good time, G. I ain't going to lie.
I should have got down and Googled you guys today because I would like to dig around like in y'all's past because I'd like to know where you were. Like at 19 and 20, I would really like to know what you guys were doing. Like,
oh, I was a hot mess.
Well, we all were a hot mess. But like, was fishing on your radar at 20?
Was what?
Fishing on your radar at 20 years old, like when you were 20.
Oh my God, I was born bassing, bud. I mean, I really was. I've been at this a long time, and I don't want to talk about me, but like, if you, hey, you know your buddy James Watson. You remember Michelle that used to work for James? You know her, Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she's awesome. I just did a podcast with her, G. So go, if you're really interested, go ahead and listen to it. Blonde girl behind the scenes. She got it out of me. She got all the goods out of me.
Well, I mean, a lot of guys click on and they see the Stray Cast and they see you guys and they're thinking, okay, these are probably some hairband guys. They still got the look. So they don't really like that first glance. You don't see diehard fishing since you was 20. But like when I talk to you guys, you realize that's all you've ever wanted to do. And that's kind of the cool thing that I think. That's what I always go back to about fishing. And people say, what is the most unique thing about fishing, you think? And I'm like, if you want to just get right down to it, okay. And we're just going to come to the truth of this.
Good.
If you ask a fish or a rod and reel or what you do on the water, it doesn't know any color or age or hairstyle or where you were born or what state you was in. And I tell it, I think that's what I enjoy about fishing is I can take a bass, one small 2-pound bass, and I can put in between people of every race in this world, every color, every race, or every city or every state, every vaccinated, every unvaccinated, however they want to put it. I can give you all a rod and reel, put a bass in between you, and I've got friends within 20 minutes.
Common denominator, common bond we all share. I love it. I love it.
Comment before that a green fish erases every color and every distraction in the world. And that's what, when the older I get, I look back and I'm like, I start to get it because I hang out with you guys. You hang out with guys like James Watson. Then I have a Carl Jockerson that I'm getting close to. And you see all these guys, you're like, the common denominator is one green fish.
100%, man.
Green bring the entire world together.
We need that for everybody, like that doesn't fish. We need that common ground, man. Damn.
Well, we don't about it. It's not what's popular because the fish is the common ground. It's the peace. It's the serenity. It's what we all want to go catch. And that's sometimes not the cool because it's not animosity. It's not bad. And I'm like, why don't we just focus on the good? My wife and I have a policy now that Lulu and I, we don't watch the news anymore, dude. Period.
Screwed. I don't either. I watch Babes and Bassin' and music. That's it.
I mean, we joke. My wife, I started rooming with Gary Klaus a couple years ago, signed on with Phoenix, and Gary and I really got to be close, and we roomed together some. And he loves Gunsmoke. He said, "What do you think?" I'm like, "At home for me." And he said, "What?" I said, "My wife watches Gunsmoke every morning." He said, "So let me get this straight." He said, "Lulu watches Gunsmoke while y'all drink coffee every morning." I said, "Yep." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because the good guys always win."
Hell yeah. Good answer.
That's really why she watches it, because she don't have to think about it, and she knows that the good guys are going to win.
Good
And
stuff.
you don't want to see the negativity. So we watch our favorite sitcom is Big Bang Theory. I think the people absolutely extraordinary. The people that wrote it,
Yeah.
and watching like Gunsmoke, like the stuff that are simple, man. Because I think we can kind of get trapped on what people want us to see.
Like that. I like what you're
All right.
saying.
I know you like music, so I'm going to flip the script. You know me, I'm never going to let you go one way.
Keep going, G.
Challenge you. Have you ever heard of a rapper named Tom McDonald?
I have not.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you on Straycast Live, the best, by far, rapper in the world.
Okay. Thomas McDonald.
Tom McDonald's what he goes by. Tom McDonald.
Tom McDonald.
All right. So when you click on him, you're going to see that he has no record label, no producer. He has nothing. He has a fiance named Nova, and she's learned self-taught to run video camera equipment and do his own videos. He's a guy that goes against what most people think. And when you see him, he's not going to strike you as a Tom McDonald because he's tattooed up face, dreads. But what he raps about is so remarkable. You're like, listen to this guy. You're like, this may be the baddest dude ever. So that's my challenge. Before I come back on Straycast, you have to listen to 2 or 3 Tom McDonald songs.
I promise.
And the reason I like him is the underdog. He had nothing. He was a guy that lived in the back of his car. He was a strung out drug addict. And one song hit. He got sober, turned his life around. And here he is going down this path of fighting the world, writing rap songs. I'm like, you can't help but pull for a guy like that.
I like that story. Yeah.
It's like me watching Taku, however you say his name. I call him Taco, which is probably not proper.
Whatever.
But Taco win St. Lawrence River. How can you not pull for this guy?
Amazing victory. Amazing.
Not saying anything against the guys who are up against you. But here I see a guy who come to another country. He's pursued his dream. Truly the underdog. Learned to speak English. Sleeps in his truck. Does his homework. And wins. I'm like, guy, I'm kind of pulling for that guy.
Yeah. Unreal, man. I mean, that was a great victory. I mean, historic.
I don't know. I've got to know him, but not this year. But last year I went and pre-fished Santee. It was August or September or whatever it was. It was blistering hot. It was miserable hot. And I'm at the ramp 3 or 4 days in a row at daylight. And guess who the only boat was there?
It's Taco.
Taco.
Hey, we all want to go to smallmouth Disneyland, G.
And I asked him at the ramp that day. I'm like, hey, any smallmouth in here? He goes, hi. There's no smallmouth in here. I said, let me say what I said I admire about this guy. I said, at our point in our career, it's hard to find time to pre-fish. And I said, so you hear guys that say, I want to manipulate the rules where people can't do this, they can't do that. Why would I hate on a guy who's willing to do the process?
Everything.
I do not want him to have that ability to go practice or pre-fish or do that. He is showing me when no one was looking. There was no one in that parking lot at that ramp at Santa Cooper but me and him. And he was gone fishing. And I'm looking at that going, and folks, that's what it takes to be a Bassmaster right there.
That's amazing. That's Taku, man.
That's Taku. So to me, he's like my hero. I love that guy.
Nice. He'd love to hear you say that. I'm going to send him that clip. I'm going to send that to him, G.
He's a good dude, man. I mean, look at what he done. He traveled over. He learned to speak the language. He does his own homework. He puts his time in. You know, why would I hate on that guy? And I have people say, man, what do you think about these guys going to have 30 days of pre-fish? So, and they're like, well, it makes it unfair. And I'm like, look, I said, what I make on contract, that guy don't make on contract. And I had my time at 25 and 30 years old to go fish 20, 30 days. Why would I not want that guy to be the best he could be? If people look at me like I've got like two heads, and I'm like, I don't. Hard part is, man, the guy's just and he's out hustling me. So why would we be mad at him?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, they just afraid he's gonna beat them. That's all.
You know why? You know, it's like watching an NFL player or a college player. If a guy's willing to do, if he's willing to put the work in, man, why are we hating on a guy?
No reason to. No reason to. Hey, man, everybody loves your PMA deal, and I got some acronyms too. Is that what you call that? Acronym? Is that?
I don't know.
Is that a thing? That's a pretty scientific word, but so I got a couple of those. G, I got TTA. You're a TTA. Do you know what a TTA is? Or you were?
I have no idea.
You were a little TTA at one time, and that was a two-tour angler. I mean, that's pretty badass. FLW and BASS. That's ballsy.
That's a guy that wasn't married at the time and was just trying to make ends meet, man. Just trying.
I have also noticed since you are back at BASS, you have a tremendous amount of BDE. Do you know what BDE is?
They're tripping me up tonight.
Do you know it? I'll tell you what it is, G. You cut up for a minute there, but it's Bassin dictated energy. Bassin dictated energy is BDE.
Yes.
Yeah. You got that.
I don't know where I got it, but I like it. I know I like being back at Bass, and I know I like fishing. So if that's what it takes, you know, and the more I'm there, the more I admire the people around me, and the more I enjoy. Like every tournament, I start to sit back and say, I enjoy the process. I heard Kobe Bryant say one time, they asked Kobe Bryant, they said, how did you know it was time to retire? And he said, when I got tired of enjoying the little things, I didn't enjoy the process anymore. I enjoyed the game and not the process. I still enjoy the process, but what I enjoy more now, even at 52, because I don't feel like that's old at all, is I have a chance to sit on the dock and watch guys like Seth Fighter have a year that he had this year.
Amazing.
Indescribable. It's amazing. And I'm looking at that guy, and am I envious? Well, hell yeah, you damn right you are, because he just won AOY and he makes it look so easy. And I see Brandon Polinick, and I told Brandon, I said, you're making it look easy. But now that I'm a little older, I admire that, because I know what it takes to get right there. I know what it takes to get that moment in life when it just clicks. Yeah. And it looks effortless. And to Seth this year, it looked effortless. And hey, hats off to the guys who chased him, the Patrick Walters and them guys. Those guys had remarkable seasons.
They did.
It just Seth was untouchable.
Flawless.
He was like, no matter what I do, it's right.
From Derb 1 to the Derb 9 or whatever the hell you guys did, it was the kid was on.
The dude was lights out.
Yeah.
So at 25 years old, I didn't like my first AOY when I won it at 33, 32, whatever it was. I don't know that I appreciated it like last one, because the second one, I remember how hard it was to climb the mountain. The first one, I just got to the top of the mountain and looked around. And it's like, hey, I'm here. I should do this every year. But I appreciated it. And then watching Seth and those guys do it, and even last year, the year before last, watching Clark Wendlandt, it looked effortless.
Right.
So, like, I'm the guy that wants to go up and shake their hand and go, that's a damn good job, guys.
Well, you were what, 4 and 16? Is that what you were? 4 and 16? Yeah.
So it's like you look at those guys going, it's incredible. So I think the older you get, you admire that about the sport, the momentum, the young guys. Getting to know some of the young anglers has been really cool to me. Getting to know guys like one of the guys I appreciated getting to know this year was like Gussie.
Yeah, Gus is awesome.
dude, he's like the salt of the earth.
He is. He's one of the nicest guys I know, for real.
I tell everybody, I say, so people say, hey, man, what do you think? You know, you hang out with Carl Jacobson. What about him? I'm like, he's the nicest human being in the world outside of Gussie.
Fighter says the same thing about Gus. He's one of the nicest humans in the world. He really is, though.
That's been a fun experience to me, is getting to know them guys. I mean, you guys see them. You guys have on the podcast, and you have a lot of guests on. And sometimes I'm sure you guys, it's hard to read, like, because
Edwin Evers, I didn't know what the hell was going on with him.
Yeah, me neither. I still don't. And I'll be honest, I don't know that I really try anymore.
Yeah, no offense. I just didn't know.
No, I just don't know. But Gussie is like the salt of the earth. My wife, you know how you know you're big time is when your wife sticks her head around the camper and she goes, "Be still."
Dude, you talked about finding the happy place, right? I like back at Bass, and here's how I kind of look at it. You remember the movie Blue Streak? You told me before you liked that movie, Blue Streak.
I love that movie.
Yeah, dude. You know, so like, remember when like there's like, okay, so Martin gets the diamond. And then he goes into Mexico, but then Kelso's brother, and then that one copper there waiting for him in Mexico, and they bust him right away. But then they're like, we're really buds, so like just go on with your life, dude. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I saw it when you went to Bass. Does that make sense or no?
It was where I needed to be, man. It had nothing to do with league against league. It had to do with what's in my heart, like where I'm happy at, like what I enjoy. I enjoy the structure of the BASS 5 bass limit. That's the only way I've ever known to fish. I thought I was ready for change, but I wasn't. I like the structure, and no matter what the finishes are at every tournament, I'm a lot more content coming in and saying that the worst feeling in the world to me was fishing when I wasn't happy.
Wow.
And now, no matter what the tournament standing is, I'm not happy with my performance, but I know I'm on the right field. And it's got nothing to do with the other field's not good. Don't anybody take that out of context. It's where I'm happy. Some people like to buy their groceries on aisle 1. Hell, I shop on aisle 3. That's where I want to be.
There it is. And dude, you're happy. You said it. It's like, now you got the BDE and keep it. You know what I mean? Keep that.
I'm trying to soak in every moment of the fan experience, being around people. The PMA deal we talked about earlier has been huge for Leanne and I. We get message after message that we never really intended it to go here, man. Like I just start telling a story of where I struggled in my life and how I learned to use a positive mental attitude to try to be different. And you get people that reach out and message you and pour their heart out, and I start thinking maybe fishing is just the stage we were asked to stand on. Maybe it's different. Maybe there's a bigger meaning to why we're here. Maybe the podcast you guys are doing is not always going to be fishing. Maybe it's a bigger platform for you to go to the next level. I don't know, but it's been a blessing for her and I where we sit back and go, wow, I didn't know. I started really just confessing the PMA out of my shortnesses, like me having a bad season, me being angry, me trying to control my own temper, me trying to figure out how to find the good and all the bad. And now all of a sudden it reaches more people, and I'm sitting back in the truck and I'm like, whoa, this is heavy.
You help a lot of people, G, and you don't even realize it.
I'd rather hold the door for them, but if PMA helps us. And what they don't understand, and all jokes aside, man, I still struggle with that every day. I still struggle to try to remain positive.
We all do.
Shitty world sometimes we live in. Let's just be honest. I hate to say ugly words, but it's a real shitty world, and it's real easy to get negative, and it's real easy to not like somebody, or it's real easy to let somebody tell you shouldn't like somebody. And then that leads to, well, maybe I'm not going to hold the door for this old woman, or maybe I'm not going to hold the door for this elderly gentleman. That's not who you really are.
No.
That's not being a good person. And I think by changing those micro steps in life, that actually leads to those big steps where you stepping in the boat to you becoming a better fisherman. But we think it's what we see or what video we watch or what YouTuber we watch that told us how to make the cast. And really, sometimes it's not. It's how we control our thoughts and our mentality and the BDE. You know, you get that, you get the big bass energy.
Yeah, the bass distinct energy. Yeah, bass dictated energy.
Yeah, it's a mindset that we go through that changes how we go through life, which really changes your performance of what you do.
Dude, it's changed you physically as well. And I mean this respectfully because, well, and now nothing against, I'm not comparing leagues to leagues. I'm just comparing times of your life to times of your life. When you seem to me a healthier person now than you, like I think you took some of Dr. Klump's age serum or something because you look good, bud.
I'm telling you, my wife, of course, Leanne's super shy. She's never going to get on the camera, but
come on,
guys, could ever get her to do a podcast, she would tell you that the last year I fished in my life, I was the most miserable human being in the world. And the last tournament driving home, she said, you're going to do something different regardless, but we're not going to live this way because whatever makes you happy right now, you don't know what it is. And then I realized the more I took away from that, it was me. I had to find the happiness. And so many times I see people fishing in every league and they're angry. Shit, they want to whoop somebody.
Yeah.
Around. Where do you hit my boat? Back up, don't do this. And I'm like, really not an angry. There's a difference in, I think, like a really distinct passion and just straight up anger. The fish, you just got to find it and do this. I just guess I'm growing older and I sit back and realize, okay, my happiness is more important than anything else. No matter if I made friends mad, and it's unfortunate because when I made my decision, I still have friends over there, or what I consider friends, that have never spoke to me again.
Wow.
Never spoke to me again because they were that bitter that I decided to go a different route. And I'm like, so no matter what my happiness was or where I thought I needed to be, that's not important.
They didn't care.
No, what was important was we're all a chess piece and we're trying to win a puzzle.
Let me ask you this. Are any of those friends now trying to get to where you are?
The ones that were so bitter, no.
No. Okay.
The ones that came back and hustled, they were the guys that I think didn't take them long to say, hey, maybe I'm not happy. And a big shout out because we're going to see some of them come back. I think you're going to see Jay Powell. I think he's going to come back.
Who's Jay Powell and who? Who'd you say?
I don't know about Ike. I mean, I think his Prosnick's going to be back. But who knows what Ike's going to do? I don't know. He might go fish the Italian League. I don't know.
What do you think? Come on, G. Is Ike going to do it?
I don't care. I'll be honest with you. Like, he's had chances the last 2 years to do it, and he didn't with an invite. So I don't know. I really don't. I know Jay Powell. I know Porosnik wanted to so bad, and I'm proud for him because he was like, dude, I got to come back, and he did it. I think he's really close to coming back. So I think it's going to get interesting. It's fun to see some of the old guys come back. Of course,
you know who qualified? The ghost of Doug Hannon. Remember Doug Hannon, the bass professor? He qualified.
Did he?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Hey,
you think
with the wiggly worm he had?
Yeah, exactly. With the snake.
That's what it was.
That was ridiculous. Hey, I want to do a little exercise with you, G. Not like physical, not like sweating to the oldies Richard Simmons chair aerobics, but none of that. But I want to do like some exercises through the years of Gerald Swindle. And it's called Where's Your Head at the time. All right. And the first year I'm going to go to is 1995. All right. So in 1995, I picked out a couple of the songs that were hits in 1995 that I thought might relate to your life a little. Okay.
Okay. Oh, come on.
The first one was This Is How We Do It. You know, This Is How We Do It, right?
How we do it.
Yeah. Of course. The next was Gangster's Paradise. You remember Gangster's Paradise?
Oh Lord, do I know every word? Of course I do.
And then TLC. Oh shit. Oh gee.
What was the third one? I'm ready.
It was Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. TLC.
Hey, that was the girl that got killed, Left Eye. She was married to the right fielder for the Atlanta Braves. And that was one of their big songs.
Yes.
They had a couple. What was their name?
The TLCs.
TLC.
Yeah, the TLCs. Yeah,
Was it Justin Fields or something like that? It was the right fielder for the Atlanta Braves. She was married to him and ended up getting divorced.
I just like that you said left eye and right fielder in the same sentence. I thought that was cool.
I don't know which eye, but that was the one. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Yeah. So yeah, I was there.
Okay, I remember I remember that too. I remember you there. And then now I want to take you to December 2nd, 1995. I want to take you to Lake Lanier.
Woo!
And I want to talk about a country boy named Gerald Swindle that just took 8th place in a Bassin Derb in an invitational, and he won $4,500 cashing some checks. Where's your head at? 1995, check cashing Gerald Swindle.
And I wanted to get down to the South Trust Bank and put all $4,500 in one envelope and slide it in the slot. Tell that girl, my sucker, I'm back.
That's a good time.
Was, dude. That was an incredible year. That was Lake Lanier. I think, what's funny about that? The first two of those tournaments was New York and then the Potomac, and I finished like butt naked last in both of them. Gaston, and then I think it was Gaston and then Lanier, and I finished like 2nd and 8th or something. I kind of got it turned around, but like those were good times, baby. Good times.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and that was kind of like, that was the first derb for you. I think that you won a few bucks, like a few bucks. That was the first one.
A little scratch in the pocket. And I'm like, okay. All it was confidence.
Big time. You went to the mall, got you a cool marijuana belt buckle and an AC/DC t-shirt.
Right. Sizzler, son. I'm talking about, went on down to we used to have a place called the 25-cent hamburger stand. 4 for $1. You can get a sack full of cheeseburgers for $1. You needed $2 worth of Rolaids to carry the gas, but you ate for $1.
That's outstanding. Hey, let's take a little trip now to 1998. Okay, this was I see you smiling already. 98. So we got DMX. Get at me, dog. Where my dogs at?
Dogs at Rough Rider. Yeah.
We got that one song that goes, 1 week since I looked at you. Dun dun da bum ba dun dun.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Yes, yeah. Watching X-Files.
Line of useless knowledge of music. That was the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yes, 1998. There's dude, here's another one I thought of that related to your life. Dragula by Rob Zombie. Remember that? Dan to the witches and dan, dun, 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 to the back of my Dragula. Remember that one?
Well, I didn't listen to a lot of hard rock. I tried to one time. My daddy whooped the brakes off my ass. I was like, rap. My dad thinks I'm smoking weed listening to this music.
Tommy hit you upside the head.
Eddie decided he would whoop me with Old Testament, but I do remember that song. Yeah, 1998. You got the Bare Naked.
And that here's one. I know you know this one. You ready? It's Everybody Rock Your Body, Backstreet's Back Up.
Rock Your Body. That would be that was the Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys, man. 1998. Now get this. April 4th, 1998. Big blade spinner baits. Like not even big limits of bass. Beaver Lake. But a check for $150,000 made to Gerald Swindle.
Take me to the drive-thru and tell that girl to give me my sucker at the bank. I'm back. I've been here for years putting $300 in the bank every Friday. Today I am making a deposit. I would like my sucker. Here's $150 to you.
Wow. How'd you feel, dude, doing that? Come on.
It was, dude, what was weird about that tournament is I got called up to fish I was on a waiting list. They called me literally like on a Sunday night or a Monday and said, if you get here, you can fish. My middle brother, his first wife, he had 2 young children. It was probably a year and a half old. She had tried to commit suicide. She was in the hospital. Our family was going through some turmoil. They called and said, if you can get here, fish. And my brother looked at me and he said, you're better off at Beaver Lake than you are here with me. So take off. And I went and won.
Dude. Wow.
That's some shit you're never going to read in a book because that's what really went down.
That's amazing.
I blew up 3 motors in 4 days. And Erwin Jacobs stood on the dock and said, if anybody loans him a boat, you're fired on the spot. And guess what? Craig Daniels from Colvin, Alabama stepped up and said, gee, you take mine, brother. You take mine. And guess what? I not only won, I give him back his money.
Dude. That's an amazing story, G. I never knew any of that.
Or that shit you're not going to read in the magazine.
Wow. You are a proper bassin' man, G.
Well, I don't know if I'm proper about anything, but sometimes it gets to the point where you just got to survive. And Craig was a friend of mine, and I blew my boat up coming to blast off on day 2. And I was out to a really good start, and I didn't have a boat. And he was like, you take mine. And I'm telling you, the people from Ranger Boats threw an absolute fit. But I'll give Craig Daniels this. He stood by his decision, and he said, I'll take your boat and fish right outside the off limits.
Unreal.
You take.
Dude.
So that's the difference in my career is one guy stepped up and said, you take my boat. And I can remember I grabbed a little old box full of spinner baits and 4 rods and went on to win Beaver Lake.
I love that story, and I don't love that story. I'm just being honest with you. As a bass fishing fan, I love the story, and I don't like part of it.
That's why we're still friends today with Craig Daniels. If he called me tonight, and I'm in Southern Illinois, and he said, gee, I need you to come home and help me do something, I would pack this shit up and drive back to Colvin, Alabama, because that's the kind of stuff that you realize what people are, their integrity. And at that time, he had there was no self-inflicted emotion on, oh, I can beat you because you broke down. He said, you take mine and I'll be all right.
Wow. Unreal. That's cool. That's really cool, G.
Yeah. So that's where I was in 1998.
I like it. That's where your head was at. Amazing story, dude. I didn't think we'd get anywhere like that. That's great. Let's just go home.
Go home. I mean, I did.
Dude, I mean, really cool. Here's where I'm going to take you. This is where your head at. 2019. All right. There's that song, that is that Suge. Yeah. No cap. You know that song.
Yep. I don't know that like that, but pretty close.
I did a horrible job of rap. I do what I want. Yeah. No cap. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I do what I want. It's the baby. You know that song. It's 2000.
Baby.
It's 2019.
All right, let me go ahead and give you some history. He's from North Carolina. The rapper The Baby is from North Carolina. He's serving he has about 3 sexual assault charges.
Oh, no.
But the baddest rapper to ever come from North Carolina is a guy named Petey Pablo.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Take your shirt off, wave around your head like a helicopter, freakily.
Yeah.
But
take your shirt off.
The Baby is from North Carolina, so I'm with you. That's where my head's at.
Okay, all right. 2019. 2019. You Need to Calm Down by Taylor Swift. I don't even know that song, but I just wrote it down because it sounded right.
Every time that a Taylor Swift song comes on my radio, I start looking at what tree I can hit and how fast I need to hit to make it count. That girl has got 388 number 1 songs about bad lovers. Taylor, you might be there because after this, one of them's got to be you. I'm going to be honest with you, but yeah, that was one of her number 1s.
There was the hit song Cabbage Rolls and Coffee by the Schmengi Brothers. It was a polka hit. You remember that one, Cabbage Rolls and Coffee.
There on that one. Now. You got me on the Cabbage
It was Black Rifle Coffee, too, by the way.
There you go.
Yes.
Yep.
But hey, 2019, it was March 19th was the day, and you were at the Tennessee River. There was a country boy. His name's Gerald Swindle, and he might have been looking at his last bass derby ever, BASS derby ever. Where's your head at?
Wasn't good, man. I mean, I can remember that day at Tennessee River in Knoxville, and I can remember walking across that stage the last time, and the emotion that run through me was trying to hold it all together because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what the right thing was to do. I knew my life was those fans. My life had been this. This stage had been my life. Trip Weldon was the person that I seen every time I come to the scales, and I was fixing to change that.
Wow.
To say I was nervous and my life was a wreck, absolutely. When I can remember pulling out of the parking lot, and some of the guys from Bass was like, one of the elder gentlemen, I'm not going to call his name, he kind of teared up. And he's like, I'm not going to see you guys again, are you? And I'm like, no, sir, you're not. And we got in the truck, started driving off, and Leanne was like, are we doing the right thing? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. So my head at that time in 2019, leaving Knoxville, Tennessee, my head was in the cloud. I didn't really know if what I was doing was right.
Gee, on September 22nd, 2021, your head seems in an amazing place here right now. I'm going to be honest with you. You seem real good, bud.
I'm in a good place in life, and I don't know, honestly, guys, and I'll say this to all the people listening on Straightcast, I don't know if you have to get to a place in life that you've ate enough shit sandwiches, you know what a good cheeseburger tastes like, but maybe that's.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know that song "Dream On" by Aerosmith, where Steve Tyler says you got to lose in order to win.
You really do, and I think you have to experience some things in life, some difficulties at some level, to make you appreciate the good ones. Some people's like, I don't know if this person will ever know how to love people. Most people like that don't ever know how to love people till they lose someone they love. And then all of a sudden you learn what love is. You don't know how to appreciate a good job until you've had a really bad job. I hear people say, oh, I had a house contractor. He really sucked. He was horrible. And he really wasn't. And you look at him and say, I can't wait for you to get a really, really bad house contractor and you'll know what a good one smells like. I think maybe into my life that Leanne and I are, I hate to say that because sometimes we seem so cliche, I guess, or I don't want people to think we're corny, but we try to say, let's count our blessings. Let's remember that we've been blessed more than we ever deserved. We know what we don't want. So let's treat the things that we do want with the respect and love, whether that's people, situations, and jobs. And honestly, we fell at it miserably. I mean, I'm not going to tell you that I have days where I don't want to just take off in the fast lane and get up under some old woman and drive her in the rail because she won't get up. Not the right thing to do. So I think her and I are at that position in our life where we've had enough valleys that we know that when we're looking off at the sunset to appreciate it. And it's unfortunate that at 28, 29, and 30 years old, I traveled the country and I never looked up. I was with someone the other day and the guy loved hiking. He's actually the reel designer for 13 and we're working on a reel and he's a super cool guy and he loves hiking.
Oh, no.
And I'm 100 when he looked at me and he goes, hey, look up and look at those mountains. I'm like, what? He goes, since we've been in this boat, you have stared at that graph the entire time. He said, do you ever look up and look at the mountains? And I said, not often. He said, you should.
Wow.
I think as humans, that's where we get. Even you guys say, you know how it is on the show, man, you're hustling. You're trying to line up guests. You're trying to get things done. You're trying to make sure the equipment works. And sometimes we realize that we started out on Monday and next thing we know it's 28th of the month and we haven't even looked up.
Yeah.
So
it's keeping your head down and running the ball, G.
Yeah. I mean, as we say in the fishing world, you'll be a hoe or you will be po.
Hey, G, there's a rule that you might not know of that I got to tell you. And as a bass fishing talk show host, and when the rule is whenever you get a text from the Bassmaster Classic champion's wife wanting to ask Gerald Swindle a question, you ask it. And
well, let me tell you that question.
Yeah.
Hank is the salt of the earth, but his wife is red hot smoking, and she's a great friend of ours. And I tell Hank, you might have won the classic twice. That's impressive, but you did marry way outside of your boundaries. That's really impressive.
Both of you guys. So Jacqueline Cherry, Jackie wants to know if Gerald, you would speak a little Spanish for the entire Bass Galaxy.
Well, I spent some time down there with Jacqueline, and I tried to teach her how to speak Spanish. Is you just put all on everything. So can you go get the El Lugajo and golf carto? And I said, what would y'all like to have for El Dinero? And she's like, you can't just, that's not Spanish. I was like, of course it is. El Taco Bello. It's L on and an O, and it's Reperate, like, where would y'all like to go? Rey en Sano. And she was like, that's not Spanish. But I thought it was Spanish.
It is. Ruffles have ridges.
Yes. So we can go to El Chick-fil-A.
Absolutely. Follow. You drive Ondo.
Yes.
Hey, G, you're a marketing genius. You do well. You do well for yourself. I'm a marketing genius myself. I feed the mayonnaise to the tuna fish. It saves time in making sandwiches. It's something to do. But yeah, when you come on the show, sometimes we do commercials together, right? So I need you to put your thinking cap on, okay?
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to set up the scenario for you. And the first product that I need you to sell is it's called the Tree Stand Tickler. And it's for those long days, lonely days in the woods. And it's the Gerald Swindle Signature Series Tree Stand Tickler. And Andy's got some music. I don't know if we'll be able to do it with the delay. Try it, G.
Hey guys, welcome out to another edition of Hunting with G-Man, and I'd like to show y'all the new Tree Stand Tickler. $7.99 retail. You can get two for $7.99 a piece retail. What you need to do is on those days when the bucks ain't moving, get out your tickler. Tickle those places that got numb. Make yourself feel good. Your wife's at home with a box full of AAA batteries. You, sir, can have a Tree Stand Tickler for $7.99.
Sold. Andy, order me 10 of them. It's only $79 for 10. There you go. Good job, G. I like Bass Galaxy. You like that one? I like that one. That's a good one. I'm buying it. The Tree Stand Tickler.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, G.
Said tickler.
Yeah, here's another one. Now this you're a junk fisherman. We all know that. But and you do have a little soft spot for junk food too. We know that. We know that. So this is the new Gerald Swindle Signature Series Junk Food PPE. You just add liquid and you got instant junk food. So it's for another for hunting or fishing, whatever. This Gerald Swindle's Junk Food PPE.
Okay. Life got you down, tired, depressed, not got much energy, can't got stamina, can't seem to get up and go to work. Try the new G-Man. It's food in a pack. Put a little water in, guarantee you 35,000 calories. You'll be doing homework like you took Adderall for a week, doing Chinese math. You'll be moving more than your Uncle Ronnie, who smoked a whole big crack rock. Get it today. Just add water, 35,000 calories, junk food in a pack, guaranteed to bring you back.
Yes, everybody's got an Uncle Ronnie the crackhead.
I do.
Gee, you're amazing. That was good. That was really good, G. I think you sold some stuff tonight.
Yes. I take a second to thank you guys for always having me on. I've done stray casts a couple of times, and it's always been fun. It's never truly like work. Coming on with you guys is really like just hanging out with your buddies around the campfire. And you guys have always been open to whatever environment I'm in, and my schedule moves a bunch. And you guys are like super cool. Like, hey, if you're in the back of your truck, that's fine, dude. So big shout out to Stray Cast. Anybody out there, check these guys out. They work their butt off. They put on a great show. They work with the anglers. They're never over the top pushy. If the guy has to do it in an airport, they'll do the show in an airport. But these guys are getting it done.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate the support over the years. Hey, you ever think that look back, G, like when your dad was paddling around and you were throwing that old jitterbug around, and you think
White wiggler.
Yeah, the white wiggler. You think it'd come to this, man? You think it'd come to this?
I'll be honest with you. I wake up some days and I look around and I'm thinking, is it a dream? Because I'm not that kid that left. The cool thing I see in fishing is like Brandon Podnick left Idaho with a plan. I didn't leave Locust Fork, Alabama for the plan. I just knew I didn't want to go back there. Not that I didn't love the people there. Not that I did not love where I was raised on a small country farm on the Locust Fork River. I just knew I wanted something bigger in life. I wanted something different. I wanted to do things that people around me thought was impossible. I never knew in a million years that for my desire for chasing a fish and would come to this. My wife and I, one of the most humbling experiences I've ever had was her and I together walking across our property we own at home. And we have a 360-acre farm we own there at home. And we're walking across one day. She held my hand and she said, "You basically did all this with your hands and the blessings from the up above." She
100%.
said, "Gotta be cool." And I'm not like, so no, I didn't know it'd come to this, man. Wow. I didn't have a plan. I envy Polinick because he had a roadmap, he had a plan, and he went with it. I just know I wanted to go somewhere I'd never been before.
And you did it. You did it, G. You're still doing it.
Guess so, man. I guess so.
You're a lucky guy, dude. You're a lucky guy. Hey, we're going to make somebody else lucky here. This is where miracles happen on Stray Cast. And I forgot to tell you this, but since the number one thing Googled was how do I fish with G, we're giving away a fishing trip with you to 17 people are going to win a trip fishing with G. Lulu set this all up. And
you're the very bad guy. You're not the giver. Me.
No, here's the real prize. Shayna at TH Marine and Dunk, you know Luke and Shayna over there. They're giving away a couple of G-Man signature products, like real stuff, not fake PPE or none of that. But they're giving away the G-Force handle and the troll jacket. I love that stuff.
Yes.
You got.
And let me get the guy who won this. His name ain't Chad Henson, is it?
I don't know. They sent you the thing.
Yes, Boo Bear. Is it not Chad Henson?
Okay, it is. Chad Henson, you won.
Hey, bro, you're the winner. You back of the truck to Stray Cast. Get your troll jacket. Get your G-Force handle. Put it on whatever you got. Kayak, canoe, dog that won't mind. Put it on. Walk around. Be proud. You part of.
Awesome. Thanks, G.
I appreciate that. Guys, thanks y'all for having me on tonight. I mean, it's been really cool. I mean, not only am I laid back in the back of my truck, I've ate Dairy Queen out of a box. My wife has a Lowe's bucket with a pea lid on it. We've had a cocktail in a Black Rifle cup. We've had a small fire that cost us $12 with firewood from the place out front. And we actually have a toilet paper holder just for you. See if we can get it in there. Looky here.
Look at that. High class. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On a bungee cord just for her. You know, I'm a dude Black Scout.
Hey, Lulu, thank you. If you can hear me, I appreciate Lulu because she always helps us out a great deal, too.
The truck hiding, but y'all have got to get Lulu on. I tell you what I think would be, and of course, you guys have the greatest guest ever, but I think y'all should do like Randy Gleason and Leanne at the same time because they're the wives behind the scenes, like stay on the camera, but they got together and started this page last year called the Real RV Wives.
Okay.
They wanted to talk to other ladies about camping, like where to stay, where not to stay, great places, was it good accommodations. So they started their Instagram page and they're like, oh, we got to get some followers. And so Daryl and I were helping post to get them going. So then they wanted to be on TikTok. They wanted to be TikTokers. So we got them TikTok. And they made 1 or 2 TikToks and they actually did a great review of a campground at Lake George in New York. It really did well. And then we did one, the girls like, what are we going to do? I'm like, I'm going to make watermelon chicken. And we did it and it got like 18 million views. So now they think they're famous TikTokers because they had 18 million views. So
Heck, I think
and Leanne Swindle on the same podcast.
Okay, I'll do it, G.
Can you?
Why not?
I mean, you should really ask those tough questions like, what exactly you talk about when your husband don't catch jack on the way home? Like, do you say, I love you? Or do you say, well, you suck? Or better luck next time? Or what lake was you on? Or did you even practice? I mean, those would be some like, let the anglers, let like Brandon Polinick, Jockerson, myself, Gussie, Daryl Gleason, let us write the questions that you ask the wife.
I will do it. It's going to be Bass and Wives Real Talk with Stray Cast Edition.
Absolutely, because those poor women, they take the brunt of it when their men don't catch nothing. Because we just smiling on stage and we get in the truck. We're like, good God, I suck. How'd I go wrong? What was I thinking? And she's like, I don't know. What was you thinking? So, would be good, man.
Well, thank you for the idea. I am definitely 100% doing that, and I'm going to get questions from all you guys, from you and Carl and Brandon and everybody. And I'll have the Bass and Wives on.
I think it would be an awesome take. And I know I hadn't had much time, and I don't know if I've had time to do this out in public yet. But a big shout out, congratulations to Seth Fighter for an AOI. Llama, you rock. You pulled it out all the way through. To all the other guys joining the Elite Series next year, rookies included, look forward and good luck next season. It was an awesome year this last year, but next year is going to be great. And to guys at Stray Cast, thanks for having me on. Look forward to doing it again.
My pleasure, G. All of our pleasure. And thanks for the support over the years. We'll see you. Best of luck, 2022 Elite season. This is your year, bud.
And we're going to keep it real. We're going to do what we do, and we're going to try to have a good time at it. And if the good Lord's willing and we're blessed again, we'll win. If not, we will learn from our experiences, and we will learn that there's probably a bigger place in life that we're supposed to be.
Yep. Keep the PMA and the BDE. All right.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Peace. That's Gerald Swindle. Give it up, Bass Galaxy. Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes. Nice. Hey, don't go anywhere. Put those power poles down. We got derb talk. We got tackle talk with the one and only Pistol Pete from Omnia Fishing. Be right back.
Minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff.
Step up your game. It has been said that professionals are only as good as the tools they work with, and Alpha Angler has developed the ultimate set of tools for you, the competitive angler. Alpha Angler custom rods, brought to fruition by the passion of master craftsman Jake Boomer and 2017 BASS Angler of the Year Brandon Palaniuk. Alpha Angler rods are custom made in the USA, designed and engineered to be perfect. Alpha Angler utilizes a very unconventional approach to making the very best bass rods, from drop shotting to flipping. Alpha Angler's focus is on building perfectly balanced tournament-grade bass rods at an affordable price. Join the Alphalution today and purchase direct at alphaangler.com. Step up your game. alphaangler.com.
Bite me! It's a command to the fish. Quality jig heads with quality components. With tried and true tackle like the Big Dude Goby head, the Hunter or Jacob head, or all new tackle like the Jackpot Net head or Buster Swim Bait head. Bite me! It's a command to the fish. Get the let out and visit bitemetackle.net today.
Yeah. I was just practicing karate in my mom's attic. It's time to bring on, ready for some tantalizing tackle talk. Everybody likes talking bass and tackle. And one of my favorite buds to talk tackle with, whether it be on the Stray Cast show or just in life in general, is the one and only Polish Pistol Pete Prez Pura from Omnia Fishing. That's a lot of P's. He has a pet monkey. It's not with him. What's up, Pete?
How's it going, buddy?
How'd you like G-Man, dude?
That was awesome. Watch the whole thing. He's pretty cool.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got to meet him a couple times in person. He does not disappoint. He's definitely an interesting character.
You see why in every profession, or I guess that's the way to put it, or genre, you have stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sure.
And that's an example of there's just certain magnetic personalities. You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure. He's funny as hell, but he also shoots you straight. I like that about him. He gets this reputation as this incredible salesman because he's so smooth at just his delivery on all that stuff. But if you listen really close, he also kind of shoots you straight on a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
He's got good things to say.
He does. He does got a lot of good stuff to say.
So how you been, Pete?
Good, man. It's been, today in particular has been nuts, but this year in general has been just a roller coaster. As you know, I talk to you quite a bit and tell you, with all the struggles with the supply chain and everything going on in the world, in the fishing industry, it's been up and down. And today I was down in southern Minnesota, went on a road trip I had to go to a marine show, got loaded up on some TH Marine stuff that's coming our way shortly.
Cool.
And then I got back and had a bunch of meetings and all that stuff and got home just in time to watch G-Man and talk to you.
Nice. I like it. Hey, speaking of TH Marine stuff, if you don't have that cool cushiony thing that looks like Eddie Van Halen's guitar that goes on your trolling motor pedal, get it. Because
we got it. I actually ordered it today.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks good.
Yeah,
and it's functionable. Is that a word?
Awesome.
Functionable?
We'll make it a word.
Functionalation, I think.
I'll put it in the product description on the page on our website.
Yes, functionalizational. But speaking of functionalizational,
yes,
you and I are going to speak about some of the functions of bass fishing, and by functions of bass fishing, I mean the tools of the trade, and some basic tools of the trade that seem to reappear every time we talk. Pete, are wind and baits.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, wind and baits. Every bass fisherman likes to wind, don't they? I mean, it's
if you can catch them winding, not only does it win most tournaments, guys who catch them when they're winding end up catching bigger fish a lot of times, and sometimes it's just hard to get on that pattern. But if you have confidence in it, and the true winders, if you look back in the history books of the annals of bass fishing, winders tend to put a lot of money in the bank.
They sure do. They sure do. And angler of the years, just like we just had a winder.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And our buddy Seth, he's a winder now.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's become a winder.
Yep. There's something to be said for covering water and even breaking down a single piece of structure with a moving bait and getting reaction bites. Everybody's mindset has gone to, if fish are negative or not feeding, get little light line, little tiny baits and let it sit in front of their face. Well, a lot of tournaments still consistently throughout the history of tournament angling get one on moving baits. They can make those negative fish bite too.
There's one angler that I know of that 100% hates winding.
Yeah.
Takumi hates it. He really does. He hates it.
Well, he also is the only angler in history on record to say he hates big fish.
Yeah.
Too. So
enough about that. But hey, can you have a special segment or a section on Omnia Fishing maybe that, like, instead of crankbaits, spinner baits, bladed jigs, it's just called winding.
Winders.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
It definitely have to stick in our traditional shopping for the hardcore anglers. That's for sure.
Pete, let's talk winding. What do you guys got going on right now? What's new in winding baits?
So there's a few actually that come to mind. There's with a lot of our hearts and thoughts and around our friend Aaron Martins.
100%.
That dude, and this isn't just and I mean this in all honesty, a friend of mine, Ryan Otto, is a very very good angler from this region of the country in Minnesota. Just last year took the jump, went and fished the Toyotas and stuff. And he was kind of loading up on some winding baits, and he took these guys with him down there. I kind of gave him carte blanche to pick out some cool stuff.
Oh, that's the 65.
This is the 66.
Oh,
the Apex 66.
66.
Aaron Martin's Duo Realis square bill.
Okay.
Like most people, I'm a Aaron Martin's fan. So
that's a good bait, dude.
Yeah. And when Aaron Martin speaks about,
he gave me one.
Yeah. Did he? Yeah. It's pretty cool. Save that one.
I am.
Yeah. When Aaron Martin speaks about like the technicalities of a bait, it's one of those things where it's like Greg Hackney's talking to you about flipping. You just shut up and you should listen. And because it means something. And he put a lot into this bait. And there's some features about this bait that they get overlooked a lot. One, they're trick as hell looking. They're just beautiful. The paint jobs are nuts on them. Eyeballs are cool. Really thin bills on them. They have a fixed weight in them. Makes them super buoyant and balanced, but they have a crazy hunting action. But this thing's still, with no moving weight transfer system or rattle in it, it's still over 5/8 of an ounce. So you can huck this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And typically when you get a Pat, you can speak to this. A lot of the best hunting, moving, good cover deflecting square bills are tough to chuck for a lot of people because you don't get that weight in there. This thing's a bomber, so you can throw a real low trajectory under docks or under overhangs and overhang trees and around branches and brush. And it hunts awesome, and it comes with some nasty hooks on
the
it.
Ichikawas, bud. Those are Ichikawas.
Yeah. I can honestly say stock crankbaits hooks are like a no-no to a lot of like bait geeks. Don't change these. Just if you've never fished with these hooks, try fishing with it with these
That's
hooks.
the Ichikawas, over 100 years of
yeah.
Japanese craftsmanship.
Yeah, these things are nasty good. Next up is one that we just started getting these rolling in, and it's a goofy bait that you probably know a little bit more history around than myself even, because my only experience with a bait like this was the old bent lip. We called them shad wraps. But this is the hybrid hunter.
Yeah.
So this thing's got a bent lip on it. It's a really goofy looking bent lip on it. And these things are shallow running, kind of a hybrid, like they say, between a square bill and I'd say almost more of a lipless crankbait than a flat side. You know, a lot of people are saying it's like a flat side and a square bill. It's more like a lipless than a square bill. It's got a loud rattle in it, and it hunts around really crazy, and it can deflect off some pretty crazy cover. And that little bill keeps it rather shallow, I'd imagine, with that flat purpose on it. I have not got to fish with these yet, but I got to watch Zona throw it around a bunch around some shallow cover. And I can tell you this much, they're selling like crazy, but I haven't had any time on the water personally with this one. But that's a cool, unique crankbait that kind of just came out from Strike King.
Gotcha. I don't know about the lip. I got to see it.
It's I can tell you.
Hey, if Z's catching them on it, then you.
Yeah, I know. In the walleye world, that bent lip's not something strange.
No, not at all.
But in the bass world, it's something I got to get out there and try. And speaking of winding, we talked. You heard G-Man talk about him. I happen to know for a fact. I hope I'm not busting him out, but I happen to know for a fact that G-Man throws these too. But these are the old Bassmans
because he hangs with Carl. That's why.
Yeah, and a lot of tournament anglers run these now. This is, in my opinion, as far as spinnerbaits go, without getting into like one-off weird Japanese spinnerbaits that are a fortune, but usually have like a number 6 octopus hook in them for a hook, in which I don't know how to catch anything.
You're so right.
Yeah. These have big, nasty, good hooks in them. They're built like tanks. It's the opposite.
Very
of
quality.
Yeah. They're not finesse spinner baits. A lot of people think of it that way. Even the compact model, you can fish this on a real rod with real line, and you can boat flip some fish.
Yeah,
and fish around some cover. It's just a small compact profile. But good hooks in these. Killer handmade construction. Our friends Glenn and Sue make them over in Australia. We were the original retailer for them. We brought them in from Australia, original retailer in the US, I should say. Lots of Australian retailers support these guys. They're like the deal in Australia, and they're becoming the deal over here for tournament anglers. And starting tonight, I got us to break rank a little bit just for Straight Cast listeners tonight. we marked them way down. So if you want to get a deal on these are premium, expensive spinner baits for a reason. They're hand built. You'll know what I mean if you fish with them. Every one of my friends that have bought them have all strictly run these now, including myself and Seth Fighter. I would
Fighter approved.
Fighter approved. And trust me and Pat can tell you, Fighter tells the truth about baits that he doesn't like.
Oh, he does. If he doesn't like him, he just throws them.
Yeah, and he makes fun of me.
Yeah, or if we're throwing them and then he doesn't like that we're throwing them, he'll tell us how much they suck till it gets in our head, and then we just can't throw them, even if they're good.
Yeah, I know. He's tortured me my whole life with that.
It's like
stuff.
that Inglorious Bastards movie. Seen that too many times. Anyway, Bassman's. What's the special? What's the special?
So we marked them down. There's no code you need. There's nothing special about it. Go on omniafishing.com. Go to Bassman. You'll see the discounts on all the Bassman spinner baits. We kind of just decided we were on tonight. Let's not make it difficult. Let's not do anything funky with codes or anything like that. Just go get yourself some Bassmans. It's the Bassman time of year as well. We're coming into those fall months. If you want to wind and go look for a big bucket head or a little finicky smallmouth with that little compact there, go ahead and grab yourself a compact or the TW. They're awesome spinner baits. I bet you buy a bunch more. So
nice. All right. Special on the Bassmans. Omnia Fishing.
You got it. Now a little cool one, and no pun intended. I really didn't mean to do that, but it was pretty cool. Cool baits.
Nice segue, Pete.
Yeah, I know. Cool baits underspins. Probably the most uncool segment to talk about on a show ever is underspins. Why then would I say cool baits and bring you these underspins?
Very unglamorous.
Unglamorous as can be.
They just don't even, there's no throb,
there's nothing
it's just
exciting
an underspin.
about. Like underspins are what your friends tell you, like the only way you're going to catch them is on an underspin.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I'm sorry. It sucks, but you got to do it. These things, I'm not even kidding you. Our friends, Casey and Lyle from Bass Brawl Outdoors.
Yeah, I like those guys.
Yeah. If you've never seen their stuff, go check them out there.
Yeah.
They live out in western Minnesota, the Dakotas area, all that.
I went fishing with Lyle.
Yeah, they are hammers, absolute hammers. And they just do a lot of cool stuff, off the wall stuff. And everybody was throwing, kind of starting to fish offshore with these bigger underspins. And they were the ones who found these. This is out of California. And we started carrying them in Omnia. They got really good hooks on them.
Okay.
This is a finesse size I brought because it's getting to be that time of year. A lot of smallmouth anglers, Great Lakes anglers. If you're fishing pressured fisheries around high populous areas, it's a good idea to throw the smaller ones on a spinning rod, a little fluke on it, or a little tiny swimmer or something like that. I know that's not that cool, but it catches them. And it's won tournaments. It's even won a Bassmaster Classic, if I recall.
Yeah.
But these guys make ones with quality
Casey
hooks on them.
Jones, I think his name was.
Yeah, Casey Ayler.
Jones. Casey Ayler. Casey Ayler.
Casey Ayler. Yeah, and Lyle Held. But these actually have really good hooks in them. And they make them in larger sizes as well, for guys that like to throw casting equipment. Pat, do you know anybody who does not like to throw spinning tackle and prefers to throw casting equipment?
Present Tim Mulvey. Oshag Hennessy.
Yeah. For the guy I know with one spinning rod and a whole bunch of fancy bait casting rods reels like Pat Renwick, make sure you try these. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad. Exaggerating. Get these things in the bigger sizes, and you can throw the 4-inch spark shads, the champ swimmers from Berkeley that are getting real popular, a whole Kitex, a whole bunch of pick your favorite swimmer and you can fish that same water. And here's the thing. The components on these are so nice that even on spinning tackle with bigger line, casting tackle with bigger line, with not as easy a fall as you get with a spinning rod, that finesse fall, you get that spin out of these blades. They get bit. We're starting to fish them a lot offshore, even during the summer around here. And obviously in the fall, underspins come into play, the more negative the fish get in those colder temps, these winter months anyway. Hate to be depressing and talk about how that's coming, but if you're going to stock up and you fish late in the year, you're not just going to sit in a tree stand and you're going to still fish and all that stuff. Make sure you check out these cool baits. They're actually super awesome baits.
Nice. Whenever I go to Hartwell or like Chatoog, those lakes up by that way, I always sometimes get forced to throw those, but you can catch money up on the spots, and that's
absolutely. And that's what I wanted to point out with this one is this made underspin fishing a lot funner for me because I like to fish them on casting tackle, and typically the ones that are big enough to handle like a good size swim bait or a larger fluke or something like that, the blade doesn't spin. You lose fish on them because the hook's too light for casting tackle and all that stuff, and they bend out or you wreck them. These are quality. You have to spend $13 to get this thing's competitor, and these are a lot more affordable than that. So
hey, what do you think?
Out.
Hey, Pete, what do you think if like Connor took that blade, Connor over at Outcast Tackle, took that blade and put it underneath a chicken, one of Fighter's chickens? Would that
golden
work?
eye swimmer rod. I'd hope so. I don't want to speak for Connor, but I know he's a little wizard and he's always up to doing that. I shouldn't say
he's
little
a giant wizard.
He's the biggest wizard of all time.
Yeah.
Yes, I know he's working on a lot of different stuff with the golden eye heads and the chicken heads. But yes, I'm getting into that technique, fishing offshore even this summer and then into the fall months, fishing casting tackle and underspins, quality underspins. So don't think I haven't put that bug in his ear. And
okay, I was just curious.
I'm with you.
Hey, do you know how to tie jigs, Pete? You know how to tie jigs?
I don't. I've done it. I used to sit with Josh Douglas and Seth Fighter back in the day, a long time ago, before either one of them were famous, and tie jigs at
It's funny
Josh's
that you
house.
said famous.
Yep.
Not funny, but it's just, it's like they're famous.
Yeah, we used to tie jigs.
They got their
at
own
house.
TV show.
But this is how that went. I would buy a bunch of stuff and go over and sit down, and I would tie like one or two. Then I would get inebriated because I would drink more. Those two are very serious about it. And then they would tie a bunch for me. I would slowly steal them from them as they tied theirs.
Wow.
And I'd act like I tied a bunch. Yep.
That's how that something worked. Else.
Yep.
So like you don't do it. It's been ages since you've done it.
I had all the stuff here even up to this year, a jig, tying jig, and all the equipment and everything, and lots of material. And I gave it to Brad Novak at Omnia because
I could see Brad
I just don't do it.
Yeah. I haven't done it in years. Ginger, the ninja, he ties jigs and stuff all the time. I used to make all my own rods too. I haven't done that.
Yeah, for sure.
So happy to have Alpha that does that for us now. But
I got to admit, as a self-described tackle junkie like I am myself, I got into it for a while, but I like my biggest perk of working at Omnia is having Jacob and Brad and those guys there, because I just tell them like it's an idea and I let them think we're working on it together, but they just tie stuff up for me all the time, like feather trebles on treble hooks or braid loops on a blade bait. That's a big deal this time of year.
Yeah. Little sneaky stuff.
I have them do that quite a bit. In fact,
you Minnesota guys.
Yeah. In fact, that was the next thing I wanted to talk about was, it's getting to, we're not there yet. We're probably still weeks, if not months plus away from being blade bait season, at least in my neck of the woods. But the old blade bait, this one here's a Demiki Vault. This happens to be my
Hey, can I see
one.
the blade a little better? Maybe move it up a little, Pete, if you can.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Let me see.
Yeah.
Take it out of the package here.
I always say I have a tough time finding a good blade bait.
This one happens to be my personal favorite.
See, that looks a lot closer. I throw that easy vibe.
Yep. I know the
or
easy
vibey or easy vibey or something. And that looks like a fancier pants version of it. And I like it.
And I happen to think this one's my confidence one. I haven't been very good with it, but Seth leaked out Zona's braid loop thing and all that stuff, and I've been doing that now for a couple of years.
I heard they fought about that, with blood and everything.
They did, and I just wanted to stir that up again. So thank you for giving me
that. I didn't think Fighter could take Zona, but he did kick his ass.
But Ichikawa hooks. I know we've shamelessly plugged them twice now, but if you get the Ichikawas on these things and braid loops, your landing percentage, because I will tell you right now, it's hands down, this is the most fish losing bait in the history of mankind.
So what do those are those on rings now or directly to the bait, Peter?
These are on snaps, or you mean
on
the
hooks
trebles
themselves?
now? They're on a split ring, but the problem with the blade bait, since they're metal, they only turn a quarter turn.
Right. No, I gotcha.
Yeah. And this is a fish pitching bait.
Let me ask you this. What on that? That's what, a half?
This one's a half, correct.
Okay. So what would be your recommended hook size on the change for a
On
bait
these,
like that?
it looks like 6s, but
Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to really kind of line it up yourself and see how you want to go. Ichikawa just came out in some smaller sizes in the short
In
shanks.
betweens, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to try seeing if I could upsize the hooks but go a short shank, see if they don't hook.
So such snaggy bastards as they are,
yeah,
those damn
and-
blade baits.
And they get bit so good.
I
in
throw
those
them
cold
on
winter
heavy
months.
line. I actually throw them on 20-pound fluoro.
Wow.
It's just something I learned a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I get bit doing it.
Yep.
Another thing I throw is an off size is a 3/8. I don't know if they happen to, make that. It gives it a little bit slower fall. And plus, here's why I like it. I use the lighter wire hooks on it as well. I have not used the light wire Ichikawas yet. I plan on it. But with that 20-pound fluoro and the lighter hooks, I can always pop stuff too.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I've just got into the last few years doing it in the winter months, and I've wanted the ability to land them on bigger, heavier ones. Back to our conversation we had a minute ago with the underspins. I love to try and make a spinning technique turn into a casting rod technique if I can pull it off. Demiki just came out with big sizes in that blade bait. And right away, if you're a blade bait angler, you think to yourself, oh, that's cool. I'm going to lose even more of them. Let's give them more weight to throw around. I will tell you, it's like a mission of mine to dial in how to land them better on a blade bait, on a casting rod. So I'm looking forward to this year to trying with some hook sizes with those Ichikawas. Maybe try Pat's idea with some bigger line even.
Well, I throw it on a glass rod too.
Yeah, exactly. And try a glass rod. So I have not done that. I have not tried it on a glass rod. So
you can throw the dang thing a mile on 20-pound tri line in a 7-foot glass rod, bud.
I believe you. I'm going to give it a shot. That's for sure. And then I got a little hand poured swimmer here.
Ooh.
These are called Venture Lures.
Ooh, look
Steady
at that
swimmers.
thing. Ginge, you like that one, Ginge.
Yeah.
I could tell Ninja's looking at that.
Yeah. So this guy, Mike Simonton, he was actually on the Bassmaster Elite Series. He's a school teacher and he started doing hand poured baits on the side. And he's everything we've asked him for. This guy just kicks out and makes just awesome, cool hand poured colors and stuff. And the guy just creams everybody on Lake Erie. He's just a stud smallmouth fisherman. So he made us these and these perch colors and these hand pours.
Dude, look at that one.
Unbelievable baits.
Are they soft? Wiggle that thing.
They are.
That sounds weird.
What's incredible about these things is they thump like a crankbait. And so you can put these on like a 1/2 ounce ball head and throw back to our conversation. I hate to beat this to death, guys, but it was on my mind tonight. This is once again finesse spinning type tackle that you can fish on casting equipment.
Yeah, bud.
This is not a spinning rod swim bait, in my opinion, where you throw it out there, the little tiny head on it and pendulum swim it down. That's not what this thing's meant for. This thing's meant to get actually winded,
thump it,
and hit stuff and wind it, and yet it gives you that little finesse presentation that you're getting out of those little tiny swimmers that everybody's going to get the limit fish. But I can fish this on a bait caster with like a 1/2 ounce head,
like the hunter heads, like those bite me hunters. It'd be
exactly
perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So look at those Venture Steady swimmers and his Bonneville hand pour swimmers. If you're a casting rod guy, or even just like spinning tackle and you're bombing it and you're like a drift fisherman, you want to hit the bottom and kind of really run that thing back to you in the boat. They're really cool reaction bait swim baits. It's really cool.
What are those 4-inch, Pete?
These ones are 3 3/4, so 3.75 or no, sorry, 3.25.
Oh, okay, little guys.
Yeah. They look bigger in the camera, I know, but that's what's incredible about them is I found them to be way better on a big weight than they are on the little teeny finesse weights. So
nice.
Yep. So
and what
last
do those
but
go
not
for?
least,
What do those go for retail, by the way? I'm curious.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say they're like $3.99 or $4.99 a pack.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're for a hand poured bait, and you get a whole bunch of them in there. You get 5 in a pack, and they're really durable too. They're good baits.
That's shit. I mean, what's a pack of Kitexual Seductions these days?
Yeah, exactly. And I got news for you. I got some friends that I had to worry about telling you guys about that one tonight because I got some friends. I got some friends that think that those things are the deal. So,
Oh, they're going to be mad at you.
Yeah, they will.
Well, just call them out. What's the friends?
Hey, I got to be on this podcast. They didn't. I'm saying what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You tell them. You tell them. And you got a monkey. They don't.
I have a monkey. And then last but not least, it's coming to that time of year. I've had a whole bunch of my friends asking me lately. It's the same conversation every single year. Did anybody come out with a glove to fish with a bait caster to spinning rod in the winter that your hands don't freeze off? And
you said a glove?
A glove.
Okay.
Because we all do the same thing, right? Like some people wear like the surgical gloves and then they wear like a liner glove and that gets wet and then your hand doesn't stay warm. The surgical glove, it just keeps it from being wet.
Or a jewel bag. Sometimes you
they're-
just put the grocery store bag in your rip. Never mind.
And I've got a whole bunch of high quality, like high end, like Sam's gloves and gloves from all these different manufacturers that I like for certain applications. But when it's freezing cold, when you're getting punished cold and you're getting wet, your hands are getting wet, like braids throwing and Flora's throwing water all over your hands.
Yeah.
And it's icy cold out. This has been the hot ticket right here. This is called the Striker Stealth Glove.
Hey, wait, we were talking about monkeys and now gloves.
Yes.
So
monkey gloves.
It's like a Michael Jackson thing going on right now.
But I'm just pointing this out because I gotta say I know a bunch of your listeners know what I'm talking about. You think you got it figured out because of one fall fishing trip with some liner glove or something, then your hand gets wet and another trip and you're like, those don't work. But they're great when it's not wet or whatever. These are actually we can't keep these in. We've sold them out a few times over now. And I honestly think the few we have now might be the last little batch I can get my hands on for a while. But they're almost neoprene feeling. So they're a little stiffer than a liner glove. But if you're going to be one of those soldiers that goes out in November and December and
I'll be there
up in this type of climate where I'm at, if the lakes freeze in December, we're done. But we got some river fishing we do that's still open water.
Can you throw a bait caster, you think, with them?
Absolutely. I've got friends that are doing it right now. So,
okay. Let me see that thumb. Hold that thumb up to the camera.
There
the
you
other
go.
side,
There's
the bottom side.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. No, it's believe it or not, they feel a lot stiffer than a liner glove. They're not going to be as comfortable if it's not wet out or super cold. I don't think these are going to be the deal compared to like a lightweight liner glove or a sun glove or something like that. But if it's cold and it's wet, I think these are the winning glove on the market right now for wet cold conditions to go.
Gotcha. And that's Striker
Stealth Glove.
The Stealth Glove.
Yep.
Nice. Available at Omnia.
Available at Omnia. And that's all I brought for you boys tonight.
Now that's plenty. That's a lot, dude. I mean, but here's what's cool. This is your second time on. You were on
second time on.
Yeah, with
Second
Hackney
time on.
and Swindle now. And both times I want to give it up to you here, Pete. You brought cool shit each time, dude. For real. I mean, nice, dude. I like it. I like that. Heck yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, I look forward to any time you'll have us on again because it's getting close to that time of year where the manufacturers start shipping all that ICAST product. So we'll have a lot of new stuff coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is. It's trickling in, and you can check out omniafishing.com. Quickly becoming the source for online tackle shopping. And here's something I want to tell you about Omnia Fishing. No bullshit. You're shipping better than any other online store. Faster, more efficiently than any other e-commerce store in Bassin right now. I could say that 100% confidently.
Thank you for saying that. It's a feather in our, it's our bright light right now. Our operations team, our warehouse guys are top notch, and they doubled down on shipping everything as fast as they can, as quick as they can, and switching shippers if it's one's better than the other for you, and they do it as fast as possible. So thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you guys it's top notch. And what's cool is I've got to meet everybody that works here. So it's pretty neat. Now, here's something I'm going to say that's going to make probably some guys at the place mad, but because I don't like, people might do this, but don't blame me just because I'm about to say it in front of a bunch of people right now. But here's what's cool about Omnia. It's like, I don't think it's just because it's me, because it's a regular number. I got it off of the web. And I'll call up and I'll be like, hey, tell me, it says 6+. How many do you got? And they'll be like 9 of them. And I'll like, boom, give me 9. You know what I mean? Like, but I can talk to a human.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I know that's not like something that we want to encourage or say, but just the fact that happens. And it's not a private line that I called. It's just directly off of the internet.
Nope. You probably talked to Kip.
I did talk to Kip. Kip's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So, but there's any of us there, if we're walking by a phone, we're going to pick it up and help you out the best we can. We got a ways to go. We're growing fast. We're expanding faster than we can keep up at times, and faster than certainly the supply chain can keep up for us at times. But we certainly do appreciate all the Straycast listeners that have found us and supported us as we try and grow this thing. We're still only a couple years old, but I promise you next year it'll be even better.
Dude, and it's developing. I mean, for real, it's pretty cool to see how it's going. And I want to apologize to Kip too, because I always call up Kip and I'm like, "Hey, dude, what's my code again?" Like, he's like, "I just told you like last week." Sorry, dude.
He's used to it, dude. You're a bass fisherman.
But for real, man, I enjoy shopping at Omnia, and I enjoy seeing what you're doing for the entire Bass Galaxy. It's cool to have it's cool to see the growth and have a place where people can shop in confidence. That's all I can say right now.
I appreciate it. We're trying, and we're gonna do better. I promise. We got a lot of cool announcements coming up soon.
Well, I like that you're not satisfied.
No, we got a ways to go, but
can you bring the monkey on next time?
I'll try. He's kind of crazy. He bites.
This is hey, since this is like a segment, like a section of the Stray Cat, it's like a regular thing now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's like a regular thing.
I like it because I'm either going to watch it on the couch or I get to talk to you for a few minutes.
Yeah.
A little better.
And so I think we should make up a Pete Omnia tantalizing tackle talk song.
Okay. You're going to sing it, I'm assuming?
Well, maybe you will too. I don't know.
No.
Right. So
if you wanted me to sing tonight, you should have prefaced me to get Tin Cup, because then it's the only way I was going to sing.
Well, that's your fault. So what did we talk about tonight, Pete?
We talked about square bills and spinnerbaits.
What else?
We talked about trying to finesse fish with a casting rod.
We sure did, Pete. It was awesome. What else did we talk about?
Keeping your hands warm in those cold winter months.
Those aren't pillows. Keep your hands warm. Wind baits.
Yeah.
And shop at OmniaFishing.com. And tell them Straight Cast sent you. Pistol Pete, tantalizing tackle talk. That's how you do it. You're the man, Pete.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's a good song. You sang and you didn't even know it.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize
there was
it.
you were kind of like Bob Dylan. You were like, curly beans, and spinner beans, and wine beans, and pizza bean. It's pretty good, dude. You did good.
Thank you.
You did
Thank
good.
you.
I enjoy the segment. If I'm having fun, I hope everybody's having fun.
Me too. Thanks, everybody, and go catch them.
Yeah, man. And thank you, Pete. That's Pistol Pete Prispiora from Omnia Fishing. Polish Pete. Peace. Peace, Pete.
See you, boys.
Thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
Ginge, that was amazing. It's another night, right? Another night of bassin'. In the bassin' history books, right?
Yeah, that was really good.
Here's Ginge. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, is
Had a lot
Andrew,
going on there for a second.
the Ginger Ninja.
Yeah.
Ginge?
Yo.
You know what, Ginge?
Hmm?
Ginges and anarchists and ginges. Never mind. I was going to do a little Sex Pistols for you, but.
I'll go more your speed.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey.
as we separate and depart, we must all join together. That made no sense. As we separated and departed, then we joined together. But it sounded good to me in my head anyway. But the point of this is everybody get in my Crestliner now. Come on. It's a party for everybody. Thank you, Crestliner, for the support of the Stray Cat Show. Of course, Omnia Fishing. Pistol Pete, who we just saw. Tin Cup Whiskey. Luke Foley. You're freaking awesome. You're the gypsy. You're the gyps. You sold all the whiskey in Texas. You're an animal. Power Pole. We pleasure down with Power Pole. Sims Fishing. Thanks for making us look cool. THMarineSupplies.com. Trolling motor to transom. Those guys. Empire Covers. Stray Cast 60. Gonna get you 60% off anything you want to cover. From hibachis to something. All that stuff. Cover it. Bass boats too. And cars. Half a Spot Official. See you in October in Gunnersville. Abu Garcia in Berkeley. Thank you. Thank you so much. Trilene Line. I don't even know how many fish I've landed over the years on Trilene. Thank you. Berkeley Trilene. Alpha Angler. They make some amazing wicked pals, man. Bite Me. Tackle. Quality components. Terminal tackle. Dakota lithium batteries, lightweight and charge. How you like them Dakotas, Ginge?
Dude, they're absolutely amazing.
Amazing. Whole shot in you all the place.
It's crazy.
Amphibia. I throw shade with Amphibia eyewear. They don't give me headaches. They don't. War Eagle. Quality spinner baits. Bravarni swim jigs. And Outcast. Home of the Fighter, Cage Jig, and Stealth Fighter. And of course, the Slicks rod covers. And last but not least, the Line and Lure family, bow to stern, and Arma Shield products. Thank you all for your support of Stray Cats. I bid you peace, and I bid you. I'm Pat Renwick. That's Andrew the Ginger Ninja. Larry Kyleman's going to have this deal up on the iTunes real soon on all podcast platforms. Thank you, Gerald Swindle. Thank you, TH Marine, for the giveaway. We'll see you next week, and coming up, guests. I'm not going to give it away. We got some amazing guests coming up. You're going to freak out. Peace, Bass Galaxy. I'm Pat Renwick, and I'm out of here.